me show you Polish baby. So difficult.
Beautiful.
When I saw the show you were like undercover, my best part was when you were negotiating at the beginning. That's the like secret sauce, your attitude.
No, actually, you know what? It's funny you say that I was confident because I was terrified.
Is there any time like someone is selling to you?
Oh, yeah. Well, most of the time people sell to me, but they really never sell. They just talk. The Italians have a terrible habit, and the French, of disagreeing with people. Bonjour, it's going to be the same price. I'm like, I don't care what the price is. She literally talked me out of the product. Now, this goes back in Sell or Be Sold that you guys have been so cool to translate this so that everybody in Poland can read it.
We left this part in English, however, we put some subtitles describing what this book is all about. And I have to tell you, like, Polish readers love your book.
Good.
They love your energy. A lot of people think that you are super, like, aggressive guy. Yeah. Is that true? You are hard or you are soft or you're like a both?
No, I'm definitely hard. You know, I am aggressive. I am aggressive because, you know, because I'm scared. I'm scared most of the time, right? I'm trying to avoid some problem, some financial problem. You guys in Poland, you know the kind of problems. You have a history of, you know, takeovers and coups and government out of control that affected regular everyday people, you know, unnecessarily. So that's what I'm concerned about all the time. So that's what makes me aggressive.
Do you sleep comfortable or you are sleeping not really well because you are thinking about like global issues and about your next financial goals? How's Grant Cardone at night? Calm?
Look, when I'm ready to go to sleep, I go to sleep. Not even a problem. Like, I don't toss and turn. I don't stress out much. But when I'm grinding, when I come to work, I am like, I'm trying to push to something, get something done. And I don't trust outcomes. I don't trust outcomes. I don't trust that things just are going to happen. And I think they're made to happen. And I don't think there's coincidences or miracles or
what about luck? What about luck?
Luck, there's no luck, dude. Well, if there's luck, I have only bad luck. So I assume I only have bad luck. There's not going to be any miracles. If there is a God, he's not going to intervene on me. He's going to handle some other bigger problem. Or somebody that prays more or is more faithful or better or whatever. But I am not going to get the lottery card. I'm not going to win. I have to push and shove. I have to sell it. I have to sell it. And even when I sell it, I don't trust that they actually bought it or that it was sold
until you see money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so I'm a fairly pessimist person. I don't know what your audience thinks about. I know they think I'm aggressive, but do you guys think I'm positive or a negative person?
I think they will think like half. I think you are quite a positive guy, like with great attitude from being like active, proactive. You are a hustler for sure. But I think some of audience might think you're like too aggressive because they don't understand.
Yeah.
And you wrote amazing book, Sell or Be Sold, Polish copy available. Is there any time like someone is selling to you?
Oh yeah.
What was the last thing you bought that you were sold to?
Well, most of the time people sell to me, but they really never sell. They just talk. You know, they talk or they ask for a meeting or like, and then when they finally get the meeting, they don't actually present the product or the offer. They just talk a lot of nonsense. They never get to the matter, to the subject, to the thing they want. So, unfortunately, like, Grant, I got a great opportunity. Like, I get this all the time. Hey, I have this great opportunity. And it's going to make you a lot of money, or it's going to save you a lot of money, or I'm going to make you a billionaire. Okay, whatever. Like it's, but there's no other information. Then there won't be any other information in there. Let's get a call. I'm like, bro, I ain't getting a call because you have a great idea. So the first thing is to get the meeting, right? The second thing is how do you use the time in that meeting, whether it's a minute or an hour, how do you use it to actually move me to either make a decision or to set a hook? And setting a hook means I don't buy it right then, but I'm very interested and I want a second meeting. I'm hooked. I'm hooked on the idea. So that's what people have to learn how to do. You have to learn how to craft a message that's very tight. Particularly for a person like me, if you're trying to sell to a person like me, or let's say you get a meeting with Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs. Let's say Steve Jobs come back, or Warren Buffett, highly capable people that could literally not just buy your product or service, but lift you because you did business with them. Dude, none of those people have any time. And every one of those people are very aggressive. Okay, so to your Polish audience that thinks Grant Cardone is an American aggressive, I can give you a list of guys that are aggressive right now. Steve Schwartzman, he's worth $48 billion. Larry Fink, he's worth, who knows? Nobody even knows what Larry's worth. He could be worth $100 billion, okay? If you ever get a meeting with these people, they are very aggressive to the point. What's in it for me? What's the downside? Why should I do it with you? Skeptical. They don't want to lose money, okay? They don't want to make bad decisions because they don't. Elon Musk, if Elon Musk was part of your company, he would kill 80% of it. He would get rid of 80% of the workers. Look what he did at X. My point is these people, I'm not aggressive, okay? I'm just doing what successful people do.
What about this ABC? They'll always be closing. You're the always closing, trying to close the deal all the time. That's your mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I do like if I had a meeting with Elon, I would tell Elon in my greeting what my intention was. Hey, Elon, my intention is, let's say I had something to do with solar that could reduce costs or, speed up efficiency. Or I could get him more sales of something he was trying to do. Hey, Elon, in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to prove to you that I can do X, Y, and Z for your company. Guarantee you I can do it. I'd make a massive claim in it. And I would tell him going into the meeting, into the sales pitch, that my intention is to close him. Now the downside of that is that Elon's like, oh yeah, but I'm not making any decisions this quarter, or we don't have any money anymore, or blah, 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 whatever. Typically the top of the food chain doesn't talk like that. It's the middle of the food chain that talks like that. It's some executive that was in a meeting with Elon yesterday, and he said, no more spending this quarter. But Elon could have told everybody that yesterday, no more spending this quarter, and he could drop $40 billion this morning. Because he can violate his own policies, right? Once he's sold. But look, you're moving from selling. We've talked about a lot of things already. One is getting the meeting. These are all different departments. I got to get the meeting. 2, I got to sell the product. 3, closing is not selling. They're in the same field. Religion and spirituality are in the same field, but they are completely different. A person that is religious might go to church, and a person that's spiritual actually might practice more than the guy that goes to church. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying the close, when you go for the close is a very short cycle. Selling typically is a much longer cycle. The close is, how would you like this titled? You want to put this in Tesla's name, in SpaceX? You want to sign for it yourself? Do you have a separate LLC? That's the close. How do you want to pay for this? Visa, MasterCard, or American Express? Selling is the explanation of the product and the service, the features and the benefits, and what it'll do for you, and why mine is better than yours. But the moment you're in the close and you're saying, hey, how do you want to pay for it? You never go back to the features and benefits. And that's what most people do. Most people don't even know whether they're in the greeting, the qualification, building value, or they're trying to close. It's just a big mush of confusion.
Mm-hmm. And when I saw the show, you were like undercover. My best part was when you were negotiating at the beginning with the guy and you asked for the money up front. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's the like secret sauce, your attitude. You were so confident, you didn't even blink.
No, actually, you know what? It's funny you say that I was confident because I was terrified.
But you looked.
No, but I wasn't. Dude, you saw me as confident. When I watched it again, I'm like, oh my God, my lower lip was trembling. My hands were shaking a little bit. And I was absolutely certain. Like even when I said, hey, I need a $10,000 advance, because I know me, the way I said it was even weak. Now, you didn't see that. You know, I pulled it off with the audience. And the guy that I was talking to, I pulled it off with Matt. But I knew that I was scared, trembling, lip was whimpering, and that I wasn't confident when I said it. Actually, Marcus, I didn't even know what number I was going to ask for when I said it. It was like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000.
But it was good enough. For that moment, it was perfect, good enough. And you got intuition, okay, let's do it. It's going to change my life. We can move forward.
Yeah.
I can deliver the result. You've got all cards on your hand, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Also, notice what I asked for. By the way, you got a great interview style because you flow, right?
I love it.
I hope your audience loves this interview because you're doing a great job in it. But notice what I asked for. I did not ask for $10,000. I asked for a $10,000 advance. I didn't ask for money, a commission, a bonus, a paycheck. I asked for an advance on a business he and I were going to build together. So it made him feel like he's not paying anything. You're basically giving me, because you believe that I can do this, you're going to give me an advance on something we're going to produce in the future.
It was like a simple pre-sale proposition, right? If you trust I can deliver, what there's no reason of paying me a fraction at the beginning, right? There's no brainer. But the attitude of yours, it's not like a normal person attitude. That's your advantage. Am I correct? That you can see the future a few steps earlier, and that's your attitude. That's your strategy.
Yeah, but I mean, I couldn't, I just want everybody to understand, like when you're trying to do something that hasn't happened yet, different than, let's say, a basketball player. Okay, Steph Curry, that can make, he shot a basketball 3 million times to make 3,000 points. There's no salesperson in the world that ever gets a chance to practice your craft 3 million times. And because you never practice your craft 3 million times, you're never going to be able to fully trust that what you did is going to work. This is not like shooting a basketball or hitting a baseball or playing football. Okay? So when you guys kick in soccer, like you know you're going to make the shot. In sales, you don't know. Because I know where the ball went. I just don't know if the buyer is going to receive. I don't know what they're going to do. You follow what I'm saying? So all I'm saying to you is when I did that, dude, I did not know the outcome. I know what I want it to be, but I know that there's a very tiny chance that I'm actually hit the mark.
So what are your advices for people who like to sell more in a way to be more creative, to see, for example, last time I went to the concert and there was an amazing guy like singing on the stage, and after he was selling CDs, man, who's buying CDs that time? And people were coming to him asking for signatures, and he was showing, hey, there's a CD. I don't have a CD player. I was like standing next to him telling, don't sell CD for them, just sell the box that they can get signature on it from you.
Yeah.
And he couldn't understand this concept. So I was helping him. So we said like 50 copies like in 15 minutes. So, and he was, are you kind of magician? No, I just saw what people want from you.
Yeah, so like you have to understand what people are buying, right? And people might pay more for the autograph than for the CD.
Of course,
So
they did.
he could charge for the autograph and give the CD. The CD was just a place for him to sign. I don't have a CD player, bro. It's for you to have the signature. This is a keepsake. This is one of. I'm only going to sign 2,500 of these. You're going to be one of 2,500 people on the planet that own this. Like nobody else has this. You're going to give this to your grandkids. One day it's going to be worth $1 million.
That was me saying that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know. So the point there is for your audience is you guys have to understand not what is valuable to you. The features and benefits that you see or that your manufacturer sees is not what I want. What is it I want? Even in the marketing, your marketing, most people, their marketing, we do a lot of marketing for companies around the world, and most of the marketing is not tied to what the customer actually wants. You know, you talk about a bunch of features, benefits. Oh, you got this. A lot of you do this value add bundle. You do a bunch of add-ons, extra bonus packages. Some of those bonuses actually confuse the customer and give the customer more than they actually wanted. You can give a customer too much, by the way.
Overselling, right?
Yeah. Well, you over delivering. You can over deliver to someone to where they're like, I don't want all that. Okay. Like if you've ever been to a breakfast or a buffet, if you've ever been to a restaurant on a Sunday and they have a buffet and it's $32, or you can have, I don't know, what's one of my favorite meals? You could have those two little things with the eggs. What are those called? On the little muffins.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but your audience should put below, what am I talking about right now? You can help me out, right?
Yeah.
So it'll get a lot of interaction, but damn, it's got Canadian bacon on it. It's got an egg on top. It's a muffin. Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict, with the sauce on there.
So check it out. The Eggs Benedict might be $28 for 2 Eggs Benedict, right? But you could get the whole buffet for $35. And people will be like, no, I'll just take the Eggs Benedict. The reason is because they don't want the whole buffet. In fact, you could have the same price, the Eggs Benedict for $35, or the buffet for $35, eat as much as you want. And the guy might still pick the Eggs Benedict because he doesn't want all this food. So anyway, you think the restaurant believes that the buffet is the best deal, and it probably is. But it doesn't matter what you think the best deal is. What matters is what the customer thinks.
Yeah, for example, I'm a father of 3-year-old boy, and sometimes we go for ice cream, and the portions are like huge. I asked the lady, could you please give me like half?
Yes.
No, I cannot. Like, I didn't know I would be paying for a whole portion, but asking the lady to put only half. That's crazy. But from my point of view as a father, I don't want him to eat like a whole portion and be like all dirty.
Dude, I was in France. Same exact thing that happened to me. We were in Nice. No, we were in Cannes.
I was in Nice like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. We walked into one of these ice cream shops. I said, hey, I want 1 scoop. They want to put 3 in there. And she says, sir, bonjour, it's going to be the same price. I'm like, I don't care what the price is. Like, I might not even eat the whole scoop. So she argued with me. I said, you know what? Let me just taste the banana. She gave, because those are free, right? I took a taste and I said, I don't need one at all now. She literally talked me out of the product. Now, this goes back in Seller Be Sold that you guys have been so cool to translate this so that everybody in Poland can read it. There's a chapter in that book. Let me see what chapter this is. The most important, like if you guys want to make your selling easy, this one chapter, this is a miraculous technique. It's in chapter 9, The Magic of Agreement. And the magic of agreement basically says never disagree with your customer no matter what they say. I only want one scoop. Excellent, sir. Great. Wonderful. However you say that in French, in France. I don't know how to say. How do you say excellent? Excelente. Hey.
Ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va.
Hey, great. How do you say great?
Ça va.
Ça va, ça va. Okay, boom. And do the one scoop and charge them for the $16 or whatever, and then they're going to complain about it. Oh my God, it's so expensive. You're right. You're right. It is expensive. Okay, I'm going to agree with them again. Okay, the line's so long in here. I agree with you. Oh, it's so hot outside. You're right about that as well. Okay.
I reached for this book. We published it. It's a book written by Tilman Fertitta. You know the guy, Tilman Fertitta?
I don't.
He's a famous guy. He owns restaurants and hotels in the US. I'm sure you're familiar. Maybe I'm pronouncing it in the wrong way. However, it's a concept of if someone wants a scrambled eggs after 10 a.m. in a hotel, do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
Exactly.
Everyone can make a scrambled eggs.
Everybody, bro.
More.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how many times the Italians have a terrible habit, and the French, of disagreeing with people. I don't know why this is. I'm in an Italian restaurant. I'm like, hey, I would like the penne pasta with a light red sauce. Now, I know they have a light red sauce, and I know they have penne pasta. The guy says, no, the chef will not do this. I'm like, bruh. And I want the meatballs on the side. I don't want them on top. Nope, can't do it. I'm like, oh, okay.
But you're an amazing teacher, like sales teacher for many people worldwide. Do you think is it possible to teach such a people to switch from like a poor people to the mindset to the like rich people, like high skilled salesperson, to make this switch in their head to understand like, hey, it's important to be master in selling. How to make this switch? Because I've got an amazing book written by an amazing author, and I'm convincing people this book gonna change your life if you implement the knowledge from Grant Cardone. Some of them say, yeah, amazing, I'm buying it. Some of them are saying, okay, please convince me, give me some more information. And third group is saying, no fucking way.
Yeah.
So how do you drift between these three groups?
Well, I mean, look, the third group is falls into what's called a know-it-all, the know-it-all student.
In there, know it, bullshit.
I already know it. I'm already good at my job. Nothing's going to help me. It's not going to work in Poland. Look, I've been all over the world. We did 19 countries in 1 year. Everybody says the same bullshit. It's not going to work here. This is an American strategy. It only works on American people. It's different here. The only thing different in your country is that you have a different language. People are the same.
Same problems, same issues, same kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you might have fewer consumers and you have more budgetary problems and people are more worried. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know. People are people all over the world. Math is math. People make decisions the same way. People have limited money, whether it's China, Singapore, Poland, or Peoria, Illinois, in the United States of America. People have limited money. They can only spend, as business owners and consumers can only spend so much money. They have to pick what they're going to buy carefully. And money flows to those things that appear to be most valuable and solve the most problems. And so you guys that are know-it-alls, then you can't be helped. This year, my company will do about $700 million in sales. One company, privately held. And I will help, more importantly than that, I will help 1,000 companies probably do another $10 billion in sales. And I can just tell you, I've worked with companies and individuals all over the world. When you have the right technology, you will increase your sales. I cannot help you, though, if you don't need help or if you don't want help. And I can't help you if you know it all.
So you don't focus, you don't lose like any second on the third group, right? you focus on the second group and the first group? Like,
No, I mean,
someone's-
I would definitely introduce. What I would do with the third group is I would put them in a room by themselves. Like, let's say if I was in a company and there was 100 salespeople or 100 people, whatever. I would separate the groups to new people, experienced people, and know-it-alls. Now, I would separate the know-it-alls because I would put the know-it-alls in a room and take them to a level to show them how little they know. And I would crush them in that meeting. My job in that meeting would be to ruin this idea that they know it all. And you'll see me do this on some of my YouTube videos where I'm talking to an audience. I was speaking to this audience, these insurance agents, and the average agent in the room was making $400,000 a year, and the top person was making $20 million. So what I did in that room was, if you saw that video where I said, if I made $400,000 a year, I would be embarrassed about myself as a husband and a father. That was to that audience of people, to ruin the bottom performers.
to raise the standards, right?
To be like, whoa. Dude, if you're in a business, if you work at a company and the guy or gal next to you is making 3, 4, 5, or 10 times more money than you're making, it's you. You don't know something she knows. But I see people in the middle of the production chain, not top performers, not bottom performers, in the middle, that simply believe things that are not true.
Like limiting beliefs, right?
Yeah, they have these ideas that I'm like if you're in the middle of the food chain, you shouldn't even have an idea. You should be a sponge for every successful person. That's all you should do. You shouldn't even voice your concepts. My daughter's a new driver. She's 15 years old and she's a new driver. And when I let her drive, she drives me to work every day. And I said, how do you rate yourself as a driver right now? She's like, I'd give myself an 8. Okay.
10 scale, right?
Yeah, for scale 10, right? From 1 to 10, she gives herself an 8. I said, okay, well, what do you rate me? And she's like, no, I give myself a 4. see,
too.
so when you rate yourself against yourself, you might be an 8. But when you rate yourself against a master, and I'm not saying I'm a master, I'm just saying anybody that's a master. Like if I was an engineer, right? And I'm not. And I think I'm a good, the guy thinks he's a great engineer. And then Elon Musk walks in the room. Dude, your 8's no longer an 8. If you're comparing yourself to a genius, you're a 2, which is where the encouragement comes from. This is where my aggression comes from. My aggressive behavior, my motivation, my desire to do better is because I watch people that are doing so much better than I do. And I'm like, wow, if they can do that, I can do that. I'm going up a mountain, right? The only thing that can keep me going up that mountain is the top of the mountain, or somebody that's gone before me that gives me the encouragement. If they can do it, I can do it.
Or older people passing you faster than you.
Yeah, that's right.
If you see someone, you run faster.
Yeah, and that's encouragement. That's not competition, by the way. That's encouragement. It's a good example. It's showing me what's possible. It's potential. And that's what should encourage me. This is why America is such a magnet for immigration, because people want to live in this country because there's so many examples of success here.
And people also quite often ask me, hey, how do you deal with procrastination and motivation and so on? And I'm curious, what would be your advice? But I ask you this as a father asking other father, right? I'm taking so much energy from my kids. I'm doing it for them, for better future and so on. So I'm surprised when people don't have this attitude, but they are parents at the same time. Do you take, this approach as a father to be a better person, better father, that's why you push yourself more? What kind of energy you are taking from
Oh yeah, I mean,
your
look, I
family?
mean, definitely the kids. I didn't have kids till I was 51 years old because I thought they were going to get in my way. I was wrong about that. Those kids helped.
Accelerate.
Those kids
Accelerate.
made me a better businessman. They made me more creative. They gave me more ideas. Like but I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I had the kids. And they definitely inspire me more. Now I know some parents that are just overwhelmed. You know, single mom, has got 2 kids. She's got to work all day to pay the bills, and then she gets home and the kids need to eat. Like, it's hard, man. It's, you know, it's exhausting, particularly when there's no payoff. You know, there's when there looks like you're never going to get off the hamster wheel, you're never going to get off the treadmill, you're never going to get the gains. You know, if you're going to work out every day, but you're never going to lose weight, you're never going to get abs, you're never going to build muscle, it's never going to happen, you're going to quit. And this is the start of procrastination. The start of procrastination is that people find out, okay, I don't have to start today and I get to live tomorrow. And because the universe is pretty tolerant. It's pretty forgiving. It lets you not take action and doesn't penalize you much tomorrow. But in in 5 years, it's going to punish you. You know, tomorrow it won't punish you for procrastination. 5 years from now, you could be homeless. So this goes back to this thing about why is Grant Cardone so aggressive? It's because I manufacture imaginary threats in my environment
Before they appear.
I impose them on myself before the marketplace or the universe does. I basically create imaginary events taking place to me every day that threaten me.
Like a demons in your head.
I'm basically creating stress.
Okay.
I manufacture stress so you can't manufacture it. So the economy can't, the government can't do it to me, competition can't cause me to be affected by stress. I'm the one creating the stress. Like if I'm the one creating the stress, I get to control the stress. So it's a little trick I play. Like when I'm with a customer, I handle the objections before they bring them up. Sir, there's only 3 reasons you wouldn't do this today. Price, the payment, or you're not the decision maker. There's only 3 reasons. Okay? Now, let me just take number 3. If you're not the decision maker, I can't fix the price and I can't fix the payments. No, man, I'm the decision maker. So he just told me, I just basically closed that door. Okay, let's talk about price and payments. And then I'm going to basically exhaust the objections. I'm going to preempt or initiate the potential objections, and then tell somebody so they don't have to. The reason I'm going to bring an objection up is so now I can control that. If I wait, cross my fingers, and hope that they don't complain about the price, I'm waiting. I don't know. Okay, I'm effect. And I don't want to be effect. I want to be cause.
My favorite part from this book is a chapter about pricing, when you said, like, customer said, okay, it's too expensive, and then you recommend to show him more expensive product. I was like, that's interesting. But when I analyze, when I was buying car or home, I always spent more than I was planning to spend. I didn't want to spend that amount of time, that amount of money for that house, because it didn't have like the lands and trees and so on. But when I saw the perfect house, I raised the budget for more than 20%, and I'm sitting in that house right now. But it sounds unlogically, but when I'm using these techniques, it makes logic, like, completely.
Yeah. So like, this idea that price is the reason people buy or don't buy something is not true. Price is a myth. It is completely a mythology. It is made up. That book, that book right there. What are y'all selling that book for? What's the price?
Around $20, more or less.
Okay, good. It was made up. The $20 was made up. People sat around in a room and said, "How should we price the book?" Y'all might have done some research and found out what other books like that are priced for. By the way, how did those people price their book? They made it up too. There is no science. There's no science behind a price, okay? If Nissan Manufacturing Company prices one of their cars, or Kia or Hyundai or Toyota, they make up the price. They could spend $10 million in research, but the decision will still be completely arbitrary, made up. A group of guys are going to sit. They're going to be like, okay, guys, it should be 29,000 to 31,000. Okay, guys, what are we going to settle on? $31,343. Completely fabricated, made up. Now, the point of that is this: not only was the price made up, you guys that are selling, you need to understand the buyer's mind. This is not psychology. This is a fact. Because I made up the price, okay, and because the symbols 31483, $31,483, the value assigned to a 3, a 1, a 4, an 8, and a 3 are also made up. 10,000 years ago, before we had hieroglyphics or alphabets or numerical systems, somebody decided a 3 was more than a 2 was more than a 1. These are made up. So when the buyer tells you, "Oh my God, it's too much," you guys got to understand, when the buyer tells you that, they're saying too much on something that was fabricated. Okay, so price cannot actually be an objection, because prices and values were completely arbitrarily fabricated millions of years ago, or whenever they came up with the numerical code. Okay, so that's number one. Now I know that seems complex, but when you tell me $20 is too high for the book, okay, I'm like, $20 is too high. I understand, and I'm with you, and I agree with you. And let me just suggest to you, okay, that when we price this book, okay, we made it $20, but we actually have people paying $20,000 to do a course on that book. What? What I'm going to do is what you just suggested, which is I'm going to increase the price objection, not decrease it. I'm not going to go, okay, let me give you 2 for 1. Okay. Look, the only reason that book won't be worth $1 million to you is because you either don't read it or you don't use it. In fact, I'll give you this guarantee. You can read this book for 1 hour, take any technique in that book, apply it to one sale, and if it doesn't make you $20, I'll give you your $20 back. Okay, I'll take the book. And by the way, I'd like to sign it for you. Okay, back to your autograph. Okay, so my point is, price is never an objection. What I just did there, very quickly, by the way, was when I agreed with the objection. By the way, it wasn't an objection, it was a complaint. It was not an objection, it was a complaint about the price of the book. Never handle complaints, ever. Only handle objections. I found out it wasn't a real objection. I found out it was a complaint because I said, do you know that people pay $20,000 for us to deliver that book to their company? Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you 20 minutes to read one chapter. Pick a chapter, any chapter. And I'm going to give you 1 hour to apply that to any salesperson, any customer situation. And I'll guarantee you that you'll make your $20 back 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever. I'm going to make a big claim right here. And the guy's going to be like, okay, give me 1 book for myself, 1 for my wife, 1 for my kid, and 1 for each one of my salespeople. And then they're going to buy 10 books.
And then you propose him, hey, you're such a great bookseller. Would you like to work for me for like 20%, right?
Then they're going to try to hire me.
Yeah.
Which would be an insult, by the way.
That's a great idea. I mean, I'm always encourage people, hey, to buy this book for friends. Sometimes we even put an empty page with like book from Marcin to Grant Cardone, the day, and so on, to make it like pushing to the market. In Poland, I noticed there's a lot of people who are proud of the hard work. However, many of them are not succeeding in the field. So I wonder, what do you think about this situation? Like, people are proud that we are working so hard, but at the end of the month they get like 1 to 3K zloty or even bucks. But it's like still like little. But they are so proud that they work for like almost 200 hours. They are traveling to the work like more than an hour one way, but they are still proud of this hard working. So what's the difference between being like a hard worker and hard worker but successfully hard worker?
Yeah, so like you want leverage, right? You want leverage. You want to leverage your time to make more money. So if you're working hard, whatever your job or task is, the remuneration should be more than the hard work. Okay? Because if hard work's not moving you to your target, then there's some leverage you don't have. There's something you don't know. There's something you're doing wrong. Look, there's endless amounts of money on this planet. Endless. I mean, it's infinite amounts. There's no shortage of money. The moment there's a shortage, they just print more. Every country does this. And I always tell myself this one thing, like, if I have a money problem, that is because there's something I am doing wrong. Because there's no shortage of money. You're the person with the shortage. That means there's something you're doing wrong, right? So it'd be like pushing a car out of the mud. If a car was stuck and you go to the back of the car and you push the car and it doesn't move, you're not going to just keep pushing. You're going to go inspect the car. Are the tires down into the mud? Is the front end, is there a piece of wood blocking it or a tree? Is there somebody stopping it? You're going to check and find out what the problem is. And unfortunately, people will do more. You guys, many of you guys will spend more money to fix your motorcycle, your bicycle, or your car than you will to fix yourself.
Yes. On the conferences, I can see people not buying a book for $20. At the same time, they spend like $20 for like coffee and some croissant, right?
For 3 scoops of an ice cream.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, for a rum raisin.
Like, they choose like an instant gratification. If you said, okay, you can read this book, and in their head, it's like, oh my God, like 6 hours of my time. But at the same time, they can watch Game of Thrones like all night.
Oh, can play Fortnite.
Second?
Fortnite or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna watch the soccer match this weekend, or none of this will make you money. You're just a spectator, by the way. But then people say, I don't like to read. Okay, good. I don't like to read either, but I don't like to be poor. More.
You can always listen audiobook during, when you travel to your job, like each day, like half an hour, and you're done in a week. And tell me, what I can do to surround myself with better kind of customers, like high ticket customers, paying like.
Well, you have to get more confidence. You have to get more confidence. You have to quit settling. You have to start talking like, you need to start acting like a professional. You cannot be a hack and expect to hang out with billionaires. You can't be an amateur and think that you're going to hang around veterans. The veterans, the people that are excellent are not going to hang out with average. So what people need to do is they need to increase their self-worth. How do you increase your self-worth? You study. You learn new things. Know-it-alls have no self-worth. They appear to have a self-worth. They're deluded. Oh man, I know it all. Do you make $4,000 a month? Okay. If something happened to you tomorrow, your wife and kids could not pay their bills.
Correct.
They would be evicted from their apartment. But you're sitting there defending how well you're doing. You're not doing well. This is what people have to do. This is the trick that I do. I self-impose pain. So how do you get a better customer? You get a better customer by becoming a better customer.
And all the time. Sorry.
Let me just say this. For you guys that will not invest, I've invested tens of millions of dollars in myself. I've invested tens of millions before I had tens of millions, by the way. I used credit cards. I went into debt. I've read thousands of books, not 100 books. I've listened to probably 10,000 books. I am a constant student trying to improve my self-esteem. And the way to improve your self-esteem is to invest in yourself. Okay, if I won't invest in myself, why would I expect a buyer to invest in me? How can I sell something when I can't buy something?
You also wrote about the guys selling cars without this. They try to sell a car, but at the same time they're using, I don't know, like Honda, and they want to try sell Porsche. And you said in the book that you have to take a loan and buy yourself a Porsche, like maybe used one, but without this, you cannot sell it to other people.
Yeah. The idea here is, let's say you're selling a $5,000 vacuum cleaner, and you don't even have a $5,000 vacuum cleaner. Yours is $200, or you bought it on Amazon, as cheap as you could buy it. Okay, let's say you're a waiter and you want to be tipped 25 or 30%, but when you go to eat dinner, you don't tip.
Or you never tried your own dishes in your own restaurant.
You cannot be what you aren't. Right? Like this isn't fake it till you make it. This is be it till you are. It's be it till you are. Don't fake it till you make it, right? So when you go and buy something, if you're looking for the cheapest price and the best deal and you take 3 months of shopping, guess what? Every one of your buyers will take 3 months. They will look for the better deal. They will always look for more information. So the way to break that is to become the buyer you want to be. Be it, be that. Don't fake it till you make it. You're out this weekend looking for a pair of sunglasses? Go buy a pair of sunglasses. Make the decision as fast as you can. Pay the price. And then go sell something to someone the same way you bought something.
There are two things that we talk like left and right all the time. Strategy and mindset. So my question would be, is like 50-50 in the road to success, or mindset is more important because you can get knowledge? What do you think about this?
I mean, I don't really think a lot of the whole mindset thing. I don't think about, okay, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my behavior. I'm going to become what I do. Right? So I'm going to make decisions very fast in my life. The reason I want to make decisions fast is it's either going to be yes, I'll do it, or no, I'm not interested. Period. Everything I do, I try to do as fast as I can.
Nothing between.
Nothing between, because I want you to do the same thing with me. I want you, when you're buying from me, to make a decision, yes or no. Because even if it's no, I can move on to the next person. So if I take a long time to do anything, whatever the project is, we're trying to buy a deal right now. I'm on the phone with my guy today, and I'm like, hey, dude, look, go back to them and offer them $70 million. Okay. Now they want $72 million. They think everybody else is going to offer $72 million. And I decide, I have this instinct that says, just offer them $70 million and go with it. The guy I'm talking to is like, yeah, but hey, bro, I just made the decision. Make the offer at $70 million. If I'm going to be wrong, I want to be wrong as fast as possible. And if I'm right, okay, I want to be right as fast as possible. The point of that is, okay, when you move with speed, you appear to be more confident. The longer you take to think about something, the longer the more fear comes in, the more doubt comes in, the more la 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 la. You know, you just start talking to yourself.
So how to not look back, but at the same time learn from the past, or you don't learn from the past? You just
Yeah, of
always...
course, I'm going to learn from the past. I'm going to start making adjustments. You know, but as fast as you can make adjustments, make adjustments. But you can't make adjustments fast if you don't make decisions fast. If you take forever to make the first decision, how are you going to act fast on this on the slide over?
And what do you think about people who are trying to, copy your system? Like, hey, I want to 10x my company, but at the same time, they don't want to do like twice x, 3x, 4x at the beginning, and it freaks them out. Like, they want to be like a 10x level, but they have to go step by step.
Well, I mean,
So-
everybody has to go step by step, right? I can't go from the bottom step to the 10th step. I can't jump that high. I'm not capable to jump. Now, maybe a basketball player can jump 10 steps or a dancer, but I can't. So in the beginning, I have to move. Okay, my goal is 10x. I want to be to the top of the stairs. I want to go from 1 million to 10 million, but I can't jump magically. So I'm going to have to go, okay, 1 million, 1,500,000, 2 million. I'm going to have to do this. I'm just keeping this target. The concept of 10x is to have a target, to pull me forward. I've never achieved a 10x target that I've had in my lifetime, ever. I've never, like in 60 years, I've never achieved a 10x target, because by the time I get from, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, somewhere along there, when I go from 1x to 5x on my way to 10x, I'm going to be like, man, shit, if I can do this, I could probably do that. And I'm actually going to move the 10x target out. So everybody's going to, you're going to move, you're going to scale probably from 1 to 3, and then 3 to 6. And then you're going to go 6. I want to go to 12 now. You're going to scale it out. It's going to happen in increments.
You speak a lot. You record a lot of videos. You travel around teaching people in like real rooms, face to face. Is there anything like pissed you off because people don't get like constantly? You know what I mean? Like when you say something online, 50 videos, and people still don't get it, and you have to repeat it all the time. What is this one thing that you are so frustrated that people don't get it, and you have to repeat it to them?
Well, look, the first time that people are exposed to, particularly my information, I don't know how they respond to other information. I would expect it's the same thing, though. You have to understand, when I'm talking to a person that has been successful, or when I'm listening to someone and I'm learning, I'm listening to your information, but I'm putting it on top of my canvas of understanding. So the first time somebody hears something, they don't really learn it. The first time you hear something, you don't learn it. You're thinking with it. Thinking with a concept is not learning a concept. Your audience, when I did that whole thing around price earlier, okay, I'm going to bring up the price objection before they do. I'll guarantee you 75% of your audience is like, I would never do that. Because you already have an idea about how to do it. I give you a new idea, and you then try to pair those two ideas together. Which one's better? Now, my idea conflicts with your idea. You've been doing it one way for a long time. I give you a new way to do it, and you're like, man, that's kind of like, whoa, I don't know. Now, 25% of the audience says, I'm going to try that tomorrow. Okay? Well, no, you're going to forget it by tomorrow.
I will do it today, like 5%.
Yeah, like you need to go do it right now. You need to call somebody and say, hey, I realize why you didn't buy, whatever. Because if you wait, you won't. And so my point is, the first time you listen to a piece of data, I would tell you guys this: don't watch this, don't read this book one time. Okay, if you like the book, if you don't like the book, throw the book away. If you like the book, read it 10 times, because I promise you, the 10th time you read it, You'll learn 1,000 times more than the first time that you matched it to what you know.
Like a different level of understanding.
100%. Like we have people that attend. We do 150 trainings a year here in America, here in Miami and in Arizona. We have people that have been to, in a year, will be to 20 trainings all on the same topic. The reason they come back is not because the information changed, but because they did. Now they're like, oh, now I know what to do with this. Steph Curry, I brought him up earlier. Steph Curry's a little short basketball player in the NBA. He's the most successful three-point shooter in the world. He will end up in the Hall of Fame. He has shot a three-point shot 500 times a day, every day since he was 8 years old. He's thrown a basketball 3 million times to make 3,000 shots. 3,000, yeah. So all I'm saying to you is, like, for you to learn anything, you need to do it, you know, not one time or two times or three times. You need to do it thousands of times correctly, perfectly, to ever actually get it right. Unfortunately, most people are practicing sales the wrong way every day.
Without, reading, without mentors, without self.
You have no idea. You have no clue what you're doing. Like you think selling's like putting on underwear. Yeah. You think it's like putting on socks or going to sleep at night. You need to learn sales, or anything that you're doing. You need to learn sales the way you do how you drive a car. When you're on your way home at night, when you're on your way to someplace you've never been, you have to pay attention. When you're on your way home at night, you've done that trip so many times, you're not really even paying attention, and you can get yourself home because you've done it so many times. And unfortunately, every sales transaction is different. They're all so different personalities, different products, different problems, a different time. You were a different person that day. Like, everything's so different every time. You never get to do the same thing twice. So it never feels repetitive. It feels like it's all 10,000 different cycles. And you never perfect the cycle. And that's why so many salespeople suffer.
And do you agree that these days it's quite easy actually to compete with others, because people have so low standards that if you just raise like 10% higher, you're the winner? For example, when we sell books on the conferences, we are smiled, good looking, nice dresses, shirts, and so on. When I was training my team, I was telling them, if there's a queue for books, you have only one question to ask: cash or card?
Yeah.
That's it. And they were surprised, like, "Hey, boss, what? No, just try it. Just try it."
Look, if you just got 10% better, you'd probably sell double the products. You get 50% better, you'll sell. You could sell 200 or 300% more. Like, it doesn't take a lot of improvement, but it does take a lot of continuous improvement. Like, you can't just improve this week, because if you take Saturday and Sunday off, Monday you're rusty again. In sales, like, or in basketball, like anything that you don't do every day, it's going to be a little awkward the next time you do it.
Yeah. You did like plenty of interviews. Is there any like questions you would like to be asked by someone and you never heard such a question?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions I would like to be asked.
What would you ask yourself if you would interview yourself?
I would ask myself,
why am I so good looking?
It's true. No, just kidding. I would ask myself, I would ask myself, like, hey, okay, what's Elon, what's driving this guy? I think I know, but You know, what, because I want that, whatever that is. I like the idea. Like, I'm not hating on him. I would, you know, Jeff Bezos, like, okay, dude, what's it like to have access to $200 billion? Or I'd ask Warren Buffett, you know, hey, why, you know, anyway, I'm propelled by excellence and people that have done remarkable things only because I want to. I'm not satisfied. I would ask Grant Cardone, hey, how do you stay not satisfied? Now, the way the public asks that question is, when is enough enough? I wouldn't ask it like that. I wouldn't ask, when's enough enough? I'd be like, dude, how do you pretend not to be satisfied? You know, how do you create a sense of urgency on yourself when it would be easy for me to sleep in today?
So I would ask like different version of this question. What makes you unsatisfied, but at the same time you are happy? Because I see you're happy, unsatisfied, but happy at the same time. Am I correct?
You know, I don't know if I'm a happy person. I think I'm a discontented person. Okay. I think I'm perpetually discontent, not satisfied, kind of always wanting. You know, that there's this. Now, a lot of people don't like that concept. They're like, oh no, I want to be content. Okay, well, good for you. You want to be content. It sounds like you just finished a meal, you just had dinner, and now you're going to sit in your lazy boy and you're going to watch a TV show. You're happy and probably overweight and starting to settle into life. And this idea that you read some fairy tale book that they all lived happily ever after. Like, if you guys would read, you guys got to understand, we were all brought up on these books. These books of like, everybody lives happily ever after, the good guy wins. But that's not really what's happening in the real world. In the real world, by the way, if you read these fairy tale books, somebody dies in the first 3 minutes. One of the parents is executed or dies or suicide or is killed or something. Like, they all start in tragedy.
The first page, yeah.
It's the first page, dude. And then, but in real life, what really happens? In real life, most people are suffering. Most people don't have enough money. Most people don't have enough free time. Most people are being told what to do every day. Most people pretend to be happy, but they spend their lives buried in pornography, drugs, alcohol, and pretending that they're
TikTok, man, TikTok.
Pretending that they're happy. Like, it's crazy
deep
because
down inside they feel down inside.
Yeah, and saying, no, I'm good, man. I'm fine. Okay. But I mean, I'm not talking about the people watching this right now. I know you guys can't accept this concept that you could actually be unhappy and say you're unhappy. I'm not saying it to the audience watching, but all the people around you, in mass numbers of people, billions of people, suffer from poverty. 1/3 of entire planet Earth might not have water today. And some of those people are going to be like, yeah, but I'm better off than the village down the way. Okay, because they don't have water, they don't have food, and they have AIDS, and whatever. Like, everybody makes sense of their own life, trying to make it better than it is based on somebody else's problems.
Like Gary Vaynerchuk is saying, you would always be a tree, and you are a human, so embrace it.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question. Thanks for your time. Last question is, your next time in Europe, can you let me know and I will take you for Eggs Benedict?
Yes, I'd love this. Okay, so look, I'm going to be in Dubai. It looks like yesterday they booked me to go to Dubai on September the 18th. And then I'm going to be in Dubai for a couple of days. And I'm thinking about going to see, I'm going to call Tate today, Andrew Tate, and see if I can fly to Romania. Where is he? Is he in Romania? No, he's in Bucharest.
I think Romania, right?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to see if I could go interview him, but how far are you from there?
I'm spending winter in Madeira. It's Portugal, Madeira.
In the Iraqis?
Say again?
Where are you going to be?
Portugal, Madeira.
Oh, September.
Portugal.
Where in September though?
Portugal.
Okay. I love Portugal.
It's better than being in Poland during the colder times, but
Yeah.
we'll manage.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe I'll fly to Portugal and you can buy me some eggs Benedict.
yes, like 7 plates, charged $37 each plate. No worries, all eggs on me.
Okay.
Brother, it was amazing talking to you. We spoke over an hour. It passed like this.
Boom. Great job. Appreciate you. And everybody in Poland, get Sell or Be Sold. You'll love this book, by the way. Read one chapter, any chapter. Just literally take the book and do this. Once you buy it, just do this. Just go like this and start there, okay? This chapter right here, give. Try this. Try that one technique with one buyer. If you don't make $20 back the same day you read that chapter, I'll send you the $20.
It's good that you said you're gonna send the money back, not me. Thank you for that.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Be good.